My name is Rachel, and I'm the owner and founder of the Eclectic Witch Box, and this is my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I haven't done one of these yet, so I figured today would be a really good time to kind of tell you a little bit more about myself and basically my witchy journey. This video will basically just go into detail about how I've come to be here. So if you see me looking down, I do have some notes because I want to make sure that I get everything in. Okay, so some of you guys may know this already, but if not, I'm from Oklahoma, which if you're not very familiar with Oklahoma, Oklahoma is a very Christian state. We're considered part of the Bible Belt. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically the line for the South. So that's where, there are a lot more Christians. It's a lot more religious there. I want to start off by saying that this video is not an attack on anyone or to say that witchcraft is better than Christianity, nothing like that. I have no hate towards Christians. Some of my best friends are Christians. It's a given being from Oklahoma. And they're just as respectful about my witchcraft journey and my lifestyle as I am of theirs. So for me, it's just kind of as long as there's a mutual respect, we're good. You're my kind of person. But if you're extremely disrespectful, judgmental, and not open-minded, it's very hard for me to communicate with those types of people. I feel like that's the same for a lot of witches. I know there are some witches who are just don't want those type of people around them. Like I said, to each their own. This is just my personal beliefs. I believe that as long as you're a good person and you're not extremely judgmental, you're open-minded and kind, then we're good. So that's basically my disclaimer for this video. My husband is a Christian. My parents were Christians. One of my best friends, we've been friends for literally 15 years. She's a Christian, and we make it work. As long as you're just respectful to each other, we can all coexist. So on that topic, I did want to kind of start off with kind of where I came from. So like I said, I am from Oklahoma. Both my parents are Christians. My grandparents are Christian. My siblings at one point were Christian. I'm not exactly sure what they identify as today. I try to avoid this conversation quite often because it is a trigger for a lot of people, and it's just not, it's not like a casual conversation. It's very deep. For me, at first, whenever I started dabbling in witchcraft, I was very nervous to tell people that I practice in witchcraft or that I, was very interested in that. Being from Oklahoma, people tend to kind of freak out a little bit when it comes to that. Basically, my parents were Christians, like I said. I used to be the perfect little Christian girl. I went to church every Sunday with my grandpa, every single Sunday. That was our thing. And then whenever I was 10 years old, I joined this little kids church program, and they did a lot of really good work. I got to, I made really good friends with our youth person. I can't really remember, it's been so long, but basically she did a lot of really good charitable work, which I loved, and we got to learn how to sew and use sewing machines. We'd go to her house. Her name was Miss Rebecca. We would go to her house, and we made a quilt for mothers in need for St. Anthony's, and we had brought it to the church, and they got to give it to a mom that was in need of that kind of stuff. And it was a beautiful blanket. I loved doing that kind of thing. I loved giving back to the community and doing charitable work. So that was the part of the Christianity side that I actually really appreciated. I loved being able to help other people. It made me feel good to see them feel good. And so whenever I was a preteen, I would say from about 13 to 15, I would go to a youth church. So they did concerts and stuff like that, which was really cool. And I would go with one of my neighbors, which me and her were very close at the time. We were in the same grade, same age, and we would go to that. And then when I was a lot younger before that, I went to Falls Creek also. So I would say that I dabbled heavily with the Christian side. I've been baptized, I've been saved, all that jazz. But something for me just felt different, like I didn't know if I was going off what my parents wanted me to be, or if that's what I actually believed. Like, I would get in trouble if my parents would make us read Bible verses sometimes when I was really going through like troubled youth. Like, they would make us do that, and it just seemed very forced for me, like they were forcing me to do that. So I went through my rebellious stage in my late high school years into my early 20s. I would say up till a few years ago, I basically was like, I am atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in anything but science. And I was like that for a very, very, very long time. And it just made sense to me. I was very disrespectful in some of the things I said when I was an atheist, because it's just, I don't know, like, it's different when you're forced to believe something, and then when you, like, the opposite of like being forced to believe something for me is to like rebel against it. So that's kind of where I went through that stage. I was very disrespectful about other people's religion, and I think that's why I've kind of learned to be extremely respectful and try to understand where people are coming from, as long as it's a respectable way. And I knew I was an ass as a teenager for how I would talk about Christianity and other people's religions. It's like, if it wasn't my way, it was the highway, which is very hypocritical of myself to believe that way. So I changed. And then, so as I got older, what basically initially made me get into witchcraft is I went to a metaphysical store. I've had a lot of really weird things happen to me as a child, like spiritual ghost wise, which that'll be another story time for another day. But I went to my local metaphysical store, Nature's Treasures, shout out, in Midwest City, Oklahoma, and I got my first tarot deck. So I've been very interested in reading tarot for like ever, but you know, being in Oklahoma in the Bible Belt, when you bring that kind of stuff up, people kind of have a lot to say and negative things towards it. So I finally was like, F it, I'm gonna get my first tarot deck and I'm gonna learn how to read tarot. And so it was like going down the rabbit hole from then and there. I started learning how to read tarot. I started basically learning as much as I could about anything. I've always had a history of lucid dreaming, being able to control my dreams, and I've astral projected a few times, which did freak me out because I had no idea about it. So I learned, and that's basically how I got into my witchy journey. It was just kind of like I fell down a hole and I was just like, this all makes sense. And then I started learning more and more and more, and I was like, this is it. This is why it's not clicked for anything else for me. This is what I've been missing my whole life. So I started getting into witchcraft and buying different subscription boxes for witchcraft. I won't say exactly which ones I bought because I'm not here to say anything about other companies, but it started helping me learn a little bit more, but it was still, they were kind of still missing something for me. So that is why I decided to start my own subscription box company. And it was super hilarious to me because I decided to, it was like one day I just woke up and I was like, no, this is the path. I'm going to learn as much as I can about it. And my husband, this was like right after we had gotten married, he was like, you were never interested in this kind of stuff before and now you are. He's like, did you wait till we got married to like show me your real self? And I was like, no, I literally am still learning about myself. Like, you know, you're gonna meet a million different me's throughout our marriage because I am always changing, as we should always be changing and always growing. After getting a lot of subscription boxes, I still kind of felt like there was an element missing. Not saying that I could do it better, but I was like, this is totally something I could see myself doing, and I'm gonna get as close to the mark as I can possibly get. So that's kind of why I started my subscription box. At first, it was kind of just an idea for a very long time, and I have imposter syndrome because I have some crazy childhood trauma, which that's another story time for another video. But I was like, I kind of want to do this, and then I was like, you know, back and forth for a while, and then finally I was like, screw it, do it. Like, you can do this. And I've been doing that. So shout out to my business, the Eclectic Witch Box. Basically how witchcraft has impacted my life. Honestly, whenever I first started learning about it, things started just all clicking together and making sense, and 100% it freaked me out. Like, everybody thinks that your spiritual journey is like you just wake up one day and the birds sing and everything just makes sense and you can do all this and life just has so much more meaning to it. For me, it honestly freaked me out because, like, I'm a control freak, one. It's just like, it's like I had so much power and control over my life that it was overwhelming, and also kind of sad because I'm like, if I would have realized this sooner, I could have made my life so much easier. I would have been happier. I'm very happy with how things are going on my witchy journey and being able to manifest things and having kind of a purpose. So it was like me being so unhappy being an atheist for a long time that I didn't feel like I had a purpose, because I was just like, we're just here, man. There's no reason. We're just talking monkeys on a spinning rock. Like, that's literally how I viewed things. And now I'm like, no, there's a reason I'm me, and there's a reason I'm here, and I can do whatever I see fit. Words have consequences, actions, and purpose. Like, you can literally speak into reality what you want. So if you're always a negative human being, you're always going to have a negative life. If you're happy, positive, things come to you. You like shift vibrations and levels on things, and good things will come to you if you are inviting that energy in. So good things attract good, bad things attract bad. Yes, bad things do happen to good people. That's just how the world works. But you have the power to change your situation. And for me, that was amazing and just a breath of fresh air. So yes, at first it did freak me out, but I know I have the power to change things. When I'm lazy, I'm not mad at the world for how things are affecting me. I know that it's me. I could have done something to change this. And manifestation is such a powerful. So it took me a really long time to get comfortable with talking about who I am, which is crazy because, like, you know, when Christians are Christian, they don't really feel uncomfortable, at least that I know of, to be like, yeah, I'm a Christian, you know, like, you're very proud of who you are. Being a witch, the word comes with a lot of baggage. And so being in the South, living here, and, you know, knowing how judgmental certain people can be, it was very hard for me at first to speak my truth. So I have this beautiful pentagram symbol necklace that I was so scared to wear, and it's beautiful. I don't have it on me right now, it's in my bedroom, but I was so nervous for a very long time to wear it because a lot of people associate it with, you know, Satanism and all that, which is completely backwards. It's not like that at all. It took me forever to wear it. I wore it to work one day, which I work in a dental office, and this girl I was checking out on her appointment was like, I love your necklace. And I was like, oh my God, really? She's like, yes, I love that. And I was like, thank you so much. So it was just kind of weird to see somebody recognize the symbolism first off, but recognize it in a positive light. So it just kind of like helped me be able to speak openly about it. And then also starting my business kind of helped me get out of the broom closet and be like, this is what I do. This is what I love. This is what I believe. You can either take it or leave it. I don't care anymore at this point. I'm proud of who I am. It took me a very long time to get to this point. And so if you don't like it, leave it, like I said. But coming out of the broom closet was like an amazing experience. Now I'm not nervous. I do sometimes get weird when I first meet somebody and they're like, oh, so you have a side hustle, what's your business? And I'm like, oh, I own a subscription box. So, and then I'll be like, okay, it's actually a witchcraft subscription box, because I do know that some people are like, whoa. So I want to kind of ease them in respectfully, and then feel them out. I feel out the vibe and the energy. Basically how I like kind of know who I can talk to about it, who I can't. Also, I just kind of learned some people just like to argue. You're never going to make everybody happy. Some people just want to hate. That's really it. Those are just not my kind of people, and that's fine. I'm not their kind of person either. And like I said, take it or leave it. Yeah, opening my box really did help me get more comfortable being who I am and coming out of the broom closet. Obviously I am, because I actually have been filming YouTube videos, which is crazy to me because I've been wanting to do YouTube forever and I've always been scared to do it. And I really feel like witchcraft and my company, my practice has really helped me come out of my shell and do that. I'm not a shy person by any means, but being an extrovert and putting yourself out on the internet to be ridiculed and judged is very different. So I actually, like, you know, I give this to my craft, like me manifesting that I wanted to do this and then going on doing it, because you can manifest all day but you still have to put in the work. I'm just really proud of how far I've come, and you know, the craft has introduced me to some amazing people. I've met one of my really good friends. Well, we haven't met yet, but we're planning on, you know, meeting in person one day. But my business partner, Livy at the Weird Ghoul Shop, check her out on Instagram. She's wanting to get back into YouTube as well. So hopefully one day I'm gonna manifest that we do a collaboration where we actually do a video together, which I would love so much. But yeah, it's introduced me to some pretty great people. It's basically taught me who I am and why I am, and brought me to you guys on your phones or computers, whatever you're watching this from. So yeah, it's done a lot for me, and I owe it all to witchcraft, honestly. I didn't sell my soul. It's none of that. Like, it's basically you just taking accountability for your words and your actions and realizing that they have consequences and that you have the power to shape your world. It's honestly fantastic, and I'm gonna try and do more videos like this to where I kind of get more in depth into it. This was just kind of my witchy journey video. I do really want to do a video that it's like what it means to be a witch, how to be a witch, you know, when I'm a bad witch, and not like saying evil or dark or anything like that. I'm saying things that I'm not good at as a witch that I need to work on, stuff like that, you know. And also I would eventually love to do a Q&A video for you guys to ask me questions and me kind of tell you, you know, my point of view on things. But this video was just my witchy journey. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting every week on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. Check out my Instagram, The Eclectic Witch Box, and also check out us out on Cratejoy if you're interested in subscribing. This is what my lovely box looks like. Super proud of it. So if you guys are interested in getting a monthly mystery box, just go ahead and subscribe to that. It's $30 a month. You do get a discount if you subscribe on more months. Now that I'm done rambling, that is it. Just kind of, you know, since I've told you guys about myself, tell me a little bit about yourself down below. Like, what's your sign? Where are you from? And what kind of videos would you be interested in seeing in the future? But other than that, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.